What's up, everybody? This video that you're getting ready to watch, it's a rerun. I did it a while ago, but unfortunately it appears to be timeless. With the recent tragic death of Tyre Nichols by the hands of those five disgraceful officers, former officers from Memphis PD, I just felt compelled to put this video back up. And there's an old saying that all skin folk ain't your kinfolk. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of people that are probably realizing that now. The big elephant in the room, since the tragic death of the young man, it's been how could these five black officers beat to death another black man? Now, this is not an original thought that I came up with. This is something that has been talked about in numerous circles. It's been talked about on TV, magazines, newspapers, etc. So this is not something I came up with. I'm just expounding on it. But I felt compelled to repost this video because, again, like I said, unfortunately, this might just be a timeless video. But it's sad that I have to do a video like this. But unfortunately, especially in law enforcement, all skin folk ain't your kinfolk. And I know at work, I've been accused of being a race baiter. I've been accused of being a racist, and I'm a Malcolm X, I'm a Louis Farrakhan, a Black Panther, all of these things. But, it's said in an environment where there's a lack of diversity. So when there's very few black staff members and it's majority, other people, they're going to be able to push whatever narrative they want to push about you. But in this video that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to show you how all skin folk ain't your kinfolk. What's up, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I used somebody that looks like me to teach a lesson to a few people that do not look like me. Now, I'm sure you can read between the lines. I got to word things a certain way because of the AI and all that stuff. But we're going to get into some real deal stuff. Some people might be upset, but oh well, they'll get over it. They didn't care about how I felt about certain things, so who cares? So before we get into it, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. Also drop a comment. Let me know am I on target or if I'm way off base. So if you guys that are watching this, if you followed my channel for a little bit of time, which I've only been on for a little bit of time, you know that I'm in a difficult situation at work. I've come out and spoken against a lot of things that are really, really messed up, involving racism, misogyny, and harassment of other protected classes. And I've been very vocal of it. And one of the things that comes with me working in the environment I work in, where there's a lack of diversity, I've been unfairly labeled as, a race baiter, Malcolm X, all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm going to tell a story about how I used somebody that looked like me, and I used them as a teachable moment to kind of, let people know that their opinions of me, they're just misguided. So let's get into it. So recently, there was an election that was taking place for an organization that I'm a part of. And I'll only say just organization. And in this organization, you had your elections coming up. And as you know, elections for certain organizations, they can be very political, highly political, a lot of mudslinging, a lot of dirt being spread, smear campaigns, all types of things, because people just want to win. They want to win at all costs. It doesn't matter, who they slander. It doesn't matter who they hurt. They just want to win. So with this particular election cycle, it was interesting because I was in the news, in other outlets, speaking about, the horrible conditions going on where I work. So naturally, because we have a lack of diversity, there's a lot of coworkers that didn't like what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like the fact that I was speaking out. They would rather me not say nothing. They'd just rather me come to work, suffer in silence and not say anything. But as y'all know, I'm not built like that. So with the election, there was this dude, alleged African American. That's what I'll say, alleged African American. He decided that he was going to run for a position within this organization. So It was myself, him, who else, and two other people, a white dude and a Hispanic dude, and we were in this room and we were talking. And so I got to give the dude a credit, even though he's a snake in the grass and he's rotten to the core. I got to give him credit because he told me what he was going to do before he did it, and he kind of just gave me a heads up about it. So, in the presence of these other two individuals, this alleged African American, he just told me flat out that he's running for a certain position, and he said, that he supports what I'm doing in terms of trying to, preach this message of equality. He was like, I support you in private and behind the scenes, but I got to burn you up in these streets because I'm running for a spot. And so, of course, obviously, I didn't like that. And I felt like it was messed up. You know what I'm saying? And he just again said it. And I told him, I said to his face, it's like, you are a disgrace. Your ancestors will be rolling in their graves. And, you know good. And it was kind of funny because, we kind of had a little exchange, a little spirited exchange. But it was kind of funny because the other two dudes that was in there that was watching what was going on, it was a white dude and a Hispanic dude. I know they had to be feeling like awkward. And you could tell because here it is, one black man, myself, and an alleged black man, having an argument about, race relations or about, the black community and all this kind of stuff. And it was just funny because, again, they were awkward and they knew that there was no way that they could interject in this conversation. You know what I'm saying? And so I told the dude, I was like, look, you're going to do whatever you do. It is what it is. We shook hands and that was it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what, men do. We might have disagreements, but if you can, speak your mind or whatever and, you're not put hands on people, it is what it is. But the dude, he told me flat out, he was like, I support what you're doing. And he was like, there's a lot of people that secretly support you. They can't come out in the open and say it because, they'll get crushed by the culture, but you got some supporters. And, it was cool hearing that. But at the same time, here it is, what I'm saying? A brother, telling me that he's about to go out in these streets and burn my name up and talk horribly about me. So he was true to his word. So he went around and to different people that were able to vote. And he was telling the different members, saying that, I'm a race baiter and saying that I'm trying to conspire to get, all white staff members fired. And I'm working on next trying to go after the Hispanic staff members to get them fired. Just crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, keep in mind, the election for this organization, it's a temporary position, right? It's a temporary thing. But this dude was willing to try to say things about me that could have permanent damage or cause permanent irreparable harm to my name, all in the name of trying to, get a temporary position. You know what I'm saying? Just let that sink in. The things that he was saying about me that was lies and not true, people ain't never going to forget that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this organization and people running, it's a short-term thing. You know what I'm saying? That you're there and then you're gone and that's it. But what you say about people, especially when it's malicious, it never leaves people's minds. So he was going around trying to rally up, all of the, white staff members, Hispanic staff members, just talking horribly about me. And again, I got to give the dude credit. Even though he's a snake in the grass, one thing I'll say is, he gonna be honest with his thing, so I can respect him being honest about it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said my words to him. He said his words to me. We went about our business. We crossed paths recently. We shook hands. It is what it is, but as he was going around spreading these lies about me, there were different people obviously that came back to me and was telling me what he was saying. And so there was a few people, whites and Hispanics, they told me what he said. And when they came to me, I could tell that they were not coming to me with like real sincere concern. You know what I'm saying? They didn't step to me and say, hey, this is what's being said about you. And we just want you to know because we care about you and you're cool. They came to me on some different type of stuff. They came to me on a different type of tip. Like they were kind of trying to rub something in my face. Now, when they approached me, they kind of had the attitude like, "Oh, I thought all y'all brothers stick together. I thought, I thought y'all got this code where you have each other's back. What's up with your boy, man? What's up with your own people? Roasting you." So that's how they came at me. So even though they let me know, and it was different people, they let me know what he was saying, but they weren't saying it from the standpoint of, we're just trying to look out for you. This is what he's saying. They were saying it like trying to present it as though it was a gotcha moment, like a aha, gotcha. That's what they was trying to do. So, because they want to label me as Malcolm X, all that kind of stuff, Louis Farrakhan, whatever else you want to call Black Panther, whatever, right? So when they hit me with that, at first I was irritated because I knew what their motives were. But, instantly I was able to use that in those different instances as a teachable moment. And so I said, okay, I hear what you're saying. And so I told him, I said, I went into just talking about how, I'm unfairly labeled as race baiter, things like that. So I said, just take this dude, for instance, right? This dude, he's going around, he's talking horribly about me. We're supposed to, be quote unquote brothers, right? In their words. So I said, well, there's people like him all throughout the community. You know what I'm saying? All throughout the Black community, you have people like that. And I've said in different videos that I just want to be around good people. You know what I'm saying? Good people and bad people come from all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? All colors, shades, all that stuff, shapes and sizes. So when I engage with people, I'm engaging with them and I'm trying to see, okay, are you a good person? If you're a good, solid person, I can mess with you. But it's not just based on, well, if we have the same skin color, then we're automatically cool, because that's not the case. So I told him, I said, look, there are people like this dude throughout, the Black community. Now, if I go with the narrative that's being pushed that I only want to talk to my kind or people with my same skin color, if that's the case, then I would be doing a great disservice to myself. I would be literally shooting myself in the foot, because I would basically, I would be cutting myself off from the chance of being able to reach more good people. You know what I'm saying? And I said, look, this is a prime example. That term, all skin folk ain't your kinfolk, right? So I said, so why would I want to handicap myself? No disrespect, but why would I want to limit myself on the possibilities of being able to reach other good people by me saying I'm only going to deal with my people and that's it? My people and that's it. That's an erroneous way of thinking. That's a faulty way of thinking, because again, you're going to have good and bad in every group. So why wouldn't I want to broaden my chances of interacting with and meeting good people by meeting good people from other walks of life? You know what I'm saying? So I told him, I said, why would I want to be loyal to somebody like him, even though he looks like me, if that makes sense? And so they just sat there kind of, not amazed, but they kind of just sat there like, oh dang, they weren't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, they came at me, oh, guess what one of your people is saying about you? I thought y'all was cool. I thought y'all got this code. I thought y'all stick together. And I was like, no, all the stuff you hear, that's not true. And so again, I brought up again, I said, people around this job, they want to say that I'm racist or race bait or only want to talk to Black folks. That's a lie. Because if I did operate like that, again, I would be doing myself a huge disservice, and I would be hindering myself from meeting other good people from different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to shoot my own self in the foot. Why would I want to only say, okay, I'm only going to talk to my people when I have a lot of Judases like that? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy. So I was able to use that dude, that looks like me, as an example to let these people know I'm not, what people say I am. It's not true. And I think it was a good eye opener for them, because part of me, I do think they were kind of surprised to see that another Black dude was saying like a lot of horrible things about another Black dude in the name of just trying to win a organization seat. You know what I'm saying? So I do think for a portion of it, they were kind of surprised. But then at the same time, I was able to use that as a teachable moment. Now, there's a saying that, the biggest hurts that you're going to have, or the biggest casualties that you'll suffer, it'll come from within. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be your enemies that get at you, or it's not going to be your enemies that have the ability to cause the most damage. It's going to be people from within, somebody within your circle. And that really is true. So again, this is another thing at debunking this myth that I only want to talk to black folks at work and black inmates at work. It's just ludicrous. But again, because we don't have numbers to combat against that narrative, that's just what a lot of people believe. But one thing I can say, flat-footed and without a shadow of a doubt, that some of the biggest um, situations I've had where I felt betrayed or I got done wrong, it was from somebody that looked like me. You know what I'm saying? It was from somebody from within my race, whatever you want to call it, use the prison slang, somebody within my car, right? Those have been some of the biggest disappointments and the biggest heartaches that I've had. It's been from my own people. So if I know that some of the biggest knives that might go in my back will come from somebody that looks like me, and if I know that you have Judases within the black community, why would I want to pigeonhole myself and say that I'm only going to deal with people that look like me and nobody else? You know what I'm saying? Just imagine a big old room of people, right? And we're all in different circles. And in the other circles, you have good people, very good people, honest people in many different circles. But for me, I say I'm only going to deal with this circle, where in my circle, maybe only 30% of the people in my circle is valid, or I can mess with them. You know what I'm saying? So why would I say I'd rather only mess with the 30% of these people that are good in my community, but then I'm going to shun these other people that are also good? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want to broaden your horizons? Wouldn't you want to expand your reach to be able to meet other good people? You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing about it. But again, there's no diversity on the job, so they're going to make up these narratives about me that are not true. But guaranteed, if there was more black staff members where I worked, these narratives would not be as strong at all. People would say something, they would speak up, they would push back. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have the numbers, so unfortunately, the lies and the rumors, they prevail. But yeah, like I said, I know from firsthand, just from my own experience, some of the biggest knives that are going to go on my back is going to be people that look like me. And that's not just me, that's just in general. As I said before I got into this, that some of the biggest uh, struggles that you're going to have, or some of the biggest obstacles that you're going to face, or the biggest enemies, they're going to be people that's within your circle, because they know you, they have access to you. You might have let your guard down, things like that. But with your enemies can't strike you the same way that the inner circle or the people on the inside can, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to kind of just talk about that a little bit, because it was hilarious, because they really came to me and they was like, they had this gotcha moment. Gotcha. We gotcha. I thought y'all was together, man. Gotcha. But nah, that ain't, you didn't get me nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was a good, valuable lesson to be learned. So I say, wholeheartedly that um, I love people from all different races, ethnicities, whatever you want to call it. There are good and bad people from all walks of life. There is no one race or one ethnicity or one whatever that has all of the good people and then the other ones don't have the good people. That's just not true. That's not how life works. My goal is I just want to be around good, solid people. If you're green, purple, yellow, red, whatever it is, if you're a good, solid person, I can mess with you. I can rock with you. But if you're, a snake in the grass, if you can't be trusted, if you're slippery and slithery and all that, I can't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this video was able to provide a little bit of insight into my world and, the things that I have to deal with. Because again, it's crazy. Like a lot of the people, they want to put that jacket on me as being a race baiter and all this and that and the other. And that's just simply not the case. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I got to watch out for my people more than I would have to watch out for them. But they don't understand that, But then, of course, it is what it is. But hopefully, you got a little something out of this video. I was waiting to do this video. Oh, and here's the other thing, too, that was crazy, right? This dude, I knew he didn't have a chance of winning. I knew that. And I told him to his face, dude, you are not going to win. And I'm gonna do a video on this one day because you have some brothers that's in the sunken place, right? I know you know that reference from is it Jordan Peele in Get Out. You have some brothers that's in the sunken place. They don't understand that it is what it is. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they think it's going to be different for them. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're going around, shaking hands, kissing babies, and rubbing people's back, and they smile in your face, that don't mean that they're going to vote for you. That don't mean they're going to like you. And this individual, this brother that did all that bad stuff against me, he lost. And then they were going to do a runoff, but then he bowed out because he knew he was going to lose by a greater margin. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you do all of this stuff, and it's like I tried to tell you, you're not different. Why are you willing to, push this lie or push these lies and these unfair narratives about me to try to help you in an effort that you cannot win? And he's tried before to run and he didn't win. But for whatever reason, I don't know. He's in the sunken place. He thinks the rules are different for him, but they're not different. You know what I'm saying? We in the same boat, whether you, no pun intended, whether you want to realize it or not, whether you want to believe it or not. But that was just the crazy thing about it. You did all that stuff and said all of those horrible things about me to people, white and Hispanic staff members, and then you end up losing. And again, if he would have challenged the runoff, he would have lost miserably. And I told him both times that he ran, because he ran a few years ago, and I told him, man, you ain't gonna win. When you gonna wake up, man? You know what time it is in this complex. You're not gonna win. People that look like you not gonna win. And obviously he lost that one, and then he thought he was gonna be able to do it again, just because he got the gift of gab. I give it to him. He's a smooth talker. He can sell salt to a slug. You know what I'm saying? I give him that credit. He's a smooth talker. But unfortunately, smooth talking ain't going to change the hearts and the minds of people. You know what I'm saying? Or at least the masses. You might be able to finagle some people, but you're not going to be able to change the hearts and the minds of the masses. You know what I'm saying? So this is another little glimpse into my world and what I'm dealing with. And when you're dealing with the world or the workplace where there's lack of diversity, man. So hopefully this was able to kind of dispel some myths and rumors about me. I know there's still going to be people that are going to believe what they want to believe about me, and that's fine. I can't stop them from, feeling that way. Even though I've said that I know that my biggest threats and that my biggest concerns are going to come from within my own community. And even though I've said numerous times that I just want to be around good, solid people, no matter your color, I'm still going to be unfairly labeled as, race baiter and a racist. And I only want to talk to my own people because, again, when you have a lack of diversity, they're able to push whatever narrative they want, and it's generally going to stick. But you heard it from me. I am not that way. If you cool, you are cool. I will rock with you. But if you not cool, I don't care if you from the black community. If you no good, if you a piece of garbage, I ain't messing with you. You know what I'm saying? I am not messing with you. So until the next video, I told y'all, man, I'm gonna get a little raw on this stuff, man. I got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. I got to be responsible with what I say, but I got a lot to talk about because I've been real quiet while other people's been running their mouths about me and saying different things. I got a lot to say, and all this stuff is documented because, one day down the road, there's going to be somebody like me that's going through these similar situations, and they're going to come across this YouTube video, and hopefully it will provide insight, give them a little guidance, give them a little, I don't know, inside view, motivation, whatever you want to call it. So until the next video, holla at your boy.